Hello everybody and welcome to Planet Holistic. I'm Kristi Blakeway and I'm honored to be your guest host today. I'm one of the authors in the new book Inspirations, 101 Uplifting Stories for Daily Happiness, and I'm in the process of writing my first solo book, which is called Beyond Hello and will be released later this fall. So today our topic that I hope to talk about with you is creativity. We all have those times where we get stuck and our ideas stop flowing, and it's hard to move through that when you really have a goal of getting words to paper. So what I've done is I've created a top 10 list of some of the strategies that I find useful, and I'm hopeful that you'll find them useful as well, and maybe there's something new that you can try to help you with your writing. Towards the end of our podcast, I also have posed a question for two of my co-authors, Anne Morel and Catherine Ferguson, so they'll join us and offer their tips for creativity as well. So let's get started. What do I do to help keep my creativity alive? Number 10, write. Sometimes I do what's called a timed write. You're probably familiar with it, where you set your clock for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and you just continue to put words on paper or keep your fingers going on the keyboard. Maybe only a sentence or two will come from it, but having that flow of thoughts and forcing yourself through that resistance gets your ideas going. I also set a weekly word count. I find with my busy life with kids, there's no way I can write every day, but if I set a weekly word count, I'm able to commit to it. Number 9, talk. We all live busy lives, and when you're out and about and you have an idea, sometimes you don't have the opportunity to write, but luckily we're often able to record. So sometimes if I'm out for a hike or if I'm driving, I'll hit record on my phone and I'll talk to myself, and I get some of my best ideas that I can later turn into text. Number 8, exercise. It is amazing. Sometimes I will sit by the computer and the ideas are not flowing, and I'll give myself a break and I'll go for a quick run or I'll do a 30-minute workout, and the feeling you have after is it just seems so much easier to write. But sometimes you don't feel up for that 30-minute run or a hardcore workout. Another technique I learned in yoga is to lay down on your back and put your legs up along the wall, and just to stay there for about 3 minutes. You can put a blanket or a towel underneath your lower back, but just to elevate your legs against the wall for about 3 minutes. What it does is it brings the blood flow back into the center of your body and helps relieve stress and keeps your blood flowing. And it's a great way to just pause and think and actually get blood flowing in a different way to be in that creative space. Number 7, I'm all about creating a space to help myself relax when I write. If I try and write at my kitchen counter, I feel stressed and I don't get my best thoughts. So I find if I'm outside, I can write better, or I've created a space in my house where I have a desk and some things that are meaningful to me and a very clutter-free space that I sit at when I want to be creative. I also diffuse oils quite often. Some of my favorite essential oils for helping with creativity are peppermint, that's supposed to help you with memory recall; lemon, which is just a clean, helps with clarity; bergamot; and frankincense, that both help with reducing stress and boosting your confidence. So who knows if they really work, but I like the smells and I like believing they work for me. Number 6, involve your friends or family. Involving your friends gets other people excited about what you're doing. I'll give you an example. With the book I'm writing, there's lots of stories about people, and I want to change their names for confidentiality. So tomorrow night I have plans with one of my best friends, and I'm going to show her pictures of the people in real life and ask her to come up with a name of, what do you think this person's name is? And those are the names I'll then use in the book for confidential reasons. So have some fun with it, and that way not only is my friend helping me, she's also getting excited about my new book coming out. Number 5, make lists to get past your comfort zone. This is something I read about years ago, and I always use this at New Year's Eve when I set goals, but you could use this with your writing as well. So I'll give you an example. Most of us set New Year's resolutions, and we often start with something easy like lose weight, quit smoking, exercise more, whatever it might be, are common ones that you hear about. what I learned years ago, and I forget where, is to write about 50 goals. And often when you get to about 10, you run out and you're not sure what else you're going to write. So when you really force yourself to push through that resistance, you find that you get more creative. You say things that you hadn't thought of before. So what I do is I'll write about 50 goals, then I'll read over them, and I'll pick 2 or 3 that I'm going to focus on that year. And often the ones towards the bottom of the list are the ones that are more creative because they force me to go out on a limb and push myself outside my comfort zone. Number 4, sleep. What a difference. We have a new puppy, and the days the puppy sleeps, I can write more. The days I'm sleep deprived, the words do just don't flow the same way. So self-care with drinking water and getting lots of sleep definitely keeps us creative. Number 3, make a commitment. Tell people about your creative side. Don't let it be a lonely endeavor. So for example, when people say to me, "What are you doing this summer?" I say, "I'm writing a book." And not only does it, again, create excitement, it keeps you accountable to that creative process. Number 2, reach out. Kira and Todd have been amazing supports for me. I find when I start to feel stuck, I can ask a question and their answer is not only encouraging, it rejuvenates my ideas and gets me back on track. So reach out to others and ask what they think of your ideas. Sometimes it will take you on a new tangent or just get you back on track. And last but not least, my number 1 tip is to have fun. Let writing bring you joy. We all know what it's like to write when you're under stress. It just doesn't flow the same way. So those are my top 10 lists, or top 10 ideas. I hope they're helpful to you with your writing. And now let's check in with 2 of my co-authors to see what tips they have. Here with me today, we have 2 of the co-authors from Inspirations. We have Catherine Ferguson and Anne Mackie Morelli, and we are actually meeting in a parking lot, if you can believe it or not. So we need you to ignore the sounds of the trucks and the crow behind us. We apologize, but the Starbucks was just a little bit too loud. So thank you for joining me and answering questions today. And so I've asked Catherine and Anne the same question. I've asked them, what do you do to boost your creativity, and any ideas you can share for others to help people get into a creative space. So, Catherine, do you want to go first?
I like to use what's at my fingertips, which is my phone. And I am constantly just putting random thoughts, little ideas, interesting tidbits of conversation from other people right into my phone, into my notes. And then, I'll look back at it after a couple of days, and I find that what I tend to jot down sparks some imagination. So I really like to use my phone for that.
Awesome. And we all have phones these days, so it goes with you wherever you go. Anne, how about you?
Well, I use my phone too. I mean, I use it for notes sometimes. I like photographs. If I can't write quickly, I might take a photo that inspires me, a picture or something. I also carry a journal, a very thin journal in my book, because I like a pen and paper or a pencil and paper. And I'll write down ideas or thoughts, or I hear a quote that inspires me, something that will trigger an idea for writing. So I do that too. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your thoughts. It's all the time we have today. Thank you for listening to Planet Holistic. I'm Kristi Blakeway. It's been lots of fun being your guest host. And to everyone out there, I hope our ideas help you with your creativity. Thank you.